Hello, welcome to the Antisocial Club. I'm Diamond Alexis. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to do the crochet turban. This video was probably my most requested video, so I hope that I do it justice, and I hope that y'all are able to recreate it, and I hope it's easy to follow. It's basically a variation of my crochet durag, which I'll explain, and if you've done the durag, you'll kind of see that in the video. It's basically the same thing. It just doesn't have the tail and it has fur. But I hope that y'all love this tutorial. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps my channel a lot. Let me know what kind of tutorials y'all would like next. I know I kind of briefly went over the fact that I'll probably be posting a bunch of random things that I like to do, so like art videos, stuff like that, because I'm not just a crocheter, I'm a whole artist. Like, I draw and everything. A bunch of DIY projects, I sew, stuff like that. So let me know what kind of videos y'all would like to see, and I hope that this tutorial is very easy to follow. I hope that y'all enjoy it, and thank y'all for watching. Hello, welcome to the Antisocial Club. Today you're going to need some size 4 yarn. You're gonna need some fur. I'll have the details of what the yarns are on the screen. You're gonna need a size 6 hook and a size 8 hook. This is a size 8. So you're gonna need both of these. You're gonna need some crochet needles, some scissors, and then some stitch markers. Okay, so first you're gonna need your size 8 hook, and the first thing we're gonna do is make a slip knot. You're gonna just take your yarn. I make an X. I usually just cross it over, grab it, and then boom, slip knot. You're gonna put your yarn through, and then you have a slip knot. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna chain 32. So you're just gonna chain 32 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 31, 32. So remember, we're gonna do a slip knot, and then you're gonna chain 32. So this is 32. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna chain 2, or no, we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. After we chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, where our finger is, we're just going to put our hook in there, and then we're going to do a half double crochet. So you just bring through all 3 loops. So you're basically gonna do a half double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook, and you're gonna do half double crochets all the way down. If you're thinking, oh, this is kind of like the durag tutorial, it is. So we're basically doing the same exact thing as the durag tutorial. And you're just gonna do half double crochets all the way down. Remember, half double crochet, you yarn over, go through, pull the loop, yarn over, go through all 3. So yarn over, go through, pull in the loop, yarn over, go through all 3. And that's a half double crochet. So you're just gonna keep doing that all the way down. So when you get to the very end of the half double crochets, what you're gonna do is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, the one on the hook does not count, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one doesn't count, so that's 4. You're gonna turn your work. This counts as a double crochet, the chain 4. So you're gonna skip this stitch. This is the stitch that's connected to the chain 4. You're gonna skip that. You're gonna go to this very next one, and you're gonna do a double crochet. You're gonna chain 1. So this is a double crochet, and then you chain 1. You're going to skip a stitch. So this is the one we just crocheted into. We're gonna skip the next one, and we're gonna go to the
very next one. So you're going to skip this one, go into that one, do a double crochet, and then you're going to chain 1, and it'll give you a mesh stitch. So again, you're going to skip this very next stitch. So this is the one we double crocheted into. You're going to skip the next stitch, which is this one. You're going to go into this very next one, and you're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, go through, pull in, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and then you're going to chain 1. You want to make sure you chain 1 after you double crochet, so it'll give you that extra space to do the mesh stitch. And remember, skip that one, go into that one. This is basically the same thing that is done for the durag. In the durag tutorial, we're basically doing the same thing. You're gonna go all the way down. So when you get to the end, what you're gonna do is, you see we crocheted into this one, you skip this one, and instead of crocheting into this, you're gonna crochet into the big circle. So yarn over, go through the big circle. So don't go through like the actual stitch. You want to go through the actual like circle, this thing where my finger is. You're gonna go through that. You're gonna do a double crochet in there. So it'll be like that, and this is what it'll look like. And you're gonna just start over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4, turn your work over, and then you're gonna double crochet into this one, and then remember to chain 1. You're gonna keep going. So you're gonna go to the next one, double crochet, next one, double crochet. Remember to chain 1 at the end of the double crochet. Keep going all the way to the end. And remember, when you get to this last one, you want to go through the big circle. So you're going to go through the big circle and then double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work, and you're going to keep doing that until you get to 10 rows. So what I do is I don't count this where we did the half double crochet. I don't know why, but I never count this row, even though it is considered a row. I never count the half double crochet row. I always start my row 1 here. So this is 1, this is 2, and we're starting on row 3. And you're gonna do that all the way until you get to 10 rows.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So once you have the 10th row, you're going to chain 4, like I did here. You're going to turn your work, and you're going to crochet all the way down. So you're going to just crochet down the same way using the same mesh stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. We're going to go all the way down. Again, remember, you're going to put a double crochet in this hole right here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 60, and this is where we're going to start the strap. So you're going to do 60 for the chain, so you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you get to 30, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to the chain 4, you're going to see that's 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th stitch from the from the hook, the 5th stitch from the hook, you're going to turn your work over and you're going to double crochet into there, just like that. Kind of like what we did at the beginning, except you're not doing a half double crochet, you're doing a double crochet. And you're going to chain 1. Make sure you turn your work around. So you'll know it's the back because it'll have these loops in the middle. So we're going to skip a stitch. So you see we crocheted in here. This is the 2nd stitch. You're going to crochet into this one. So not that one, but this one. You're going to do a double crochet. And then you're going to do a chain 1. That was the chain 1. So here's the one we did. You're going to skip this one. You're going to double crochet into that one. So double crochet and chain 1. So I don't know if that's, so this is the one. You're going to skip this one. And you're going to double crochet into that one right there. Double crochet, chain 1, again skip, double crochet, and you're going to do that all the way down. You're just going to do that all the way down until you get back to the base of the project. So you'll know if you did it right because this is the one we crocheted into. You'll skip this stitch and then you'll connect it to the base of the hat, of the turban. So this is the base. So we're now going to connect it to the base. So you're just gonna double crochet into that one. And then remember to chain 1. So now we're back on the base of it. So this is what it looks like. So we're now back on the base and you're gonna go all the way doing the same mesh stitch that we've been doing before. So you're just gonna double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. And you're gonna do that all the way down until you get back to the end. Until you get to the end of the base. And remember, you're going to double crochet into this hole at the end. Chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to turn your work and you're going to go back down doing the same exact mesh stitch that we've been doing for this whole thing. So let's do that. Remember, you want to keep going, so you want to go all the way down the strap that we just did. Just gonna keep going. Okay, so now that we're at the end, remember you're gonna crochet into this big circle. So this is the double crochet we did into the big circle right here. What you're gonna do is chain 1, and then I like to kind of pull it like that. You're gonna take your scissors and you're going to cut it off. And then you're just gonna take your hook and then pull it through. So it'll look like that. So this is what your panel will look like. It'll look like this, and then it'll have the strap that is connected like that. So this is what it'll look like. And to measure it for y'all, it is 8 inches wide. It's 8 inches wide. And then it is about 9.5 inches long. This is the base part. So 8 wide, 9.5 long for the length. And then the strap, starting from where the base ends all the way down, is about 17.5. Oh, well, actually it's about 18. So this is from where the base ends. So it's 18 inches. So you're actually gonna make it twice. So you're gonna end up with 2 panels, just like this. And you wanna make sure that your strap, your this little starter string, this is where we started the chain. You wanna always make sure it's at the top. So this is the top of the turban, and then where your strap comes off, that is the bottom of the turban. So you always wanna make sure this little string part is at the top. And I know you can make it where it curves in on its own, but I don't for my tutorials, because this is how I make mine. If you want to figure out how to make it where it just rounds off, you don't have to sew it where it rounds off, that's fine. But this is how I do it, and I do it like that on purpose. What we're going to do next is we're going to line up the 2 panels, and this is how we're going to do it. This is basically like my durag. So if you want to look at the durag, maybe you didn't like how I explained it here, you can look at the durag. So basically, just for this, instead of like the durag, you chain like 80, 60, 100, however much. For the turban, since it's shorter, remember we did 32, and then we chained 3 extra. In the 4th stitch from the hook, we did half double crochets for this like seam. And then you're gonna do the mesh stitch, double crochet all the way up for 10 rows. This is row 11 where the this is row 11 where the strap starts. You're going to do row 11, then you're going to chain 60. You're going to get the strap, chain 60. Remember, you're going to chain 60, and then you're going to chain 4. And in the 5th stitch from the hook, you're going to do a double crochet and then chain 1 to start the mesh stitch. And remember, you want to turn it around, and then you're going to go back down, mesh stitch, and then do 1 extra row, and then you end it off like this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to line these up. If you have stitch markers, you can use stitch markers. If you have bobby pins, you can use bobby pins. But we're going to pin it here. Remember the 2 strings, they're going to be at the top of the turban. So make sure these line up perfectly. And what I like to do is go down to this one, put a stitch marker right there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the 8th one. I just put a stitch marker there. I turn it to the side. This is where we did the half double crochets. This is where the seam is. I like to come down to the bottom. Start at the bottom first. Put a stitch marker. Do it here on this other side by the strap. Come back over here. Kind of just go maybe this far up, and then put a stitch marker in there like that. This is where the seam is. You don't have to put them in the same exact spots. You just want to put them where you need them to be. That way they line up. So make sure that they line up. So see how you can see directly through here? That's how you know they line up, because you can see my table directly through them, through the holes. What we're gonna do is take the part with the strap and you're going to fold it over. I look at where I put this. I go down to about here. I put my thumb through this part of the seam and I put it through here so you can see it through the other side. And then I put this section right there. And that's how I know they line up on both sides. And then what I do is I take my stitch marker and I put it through all 4 layers. So you can see it went through. And boom, that's how you line them up. What we're gonna do now is put them together. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start off by doing a slip knot. Just like that, just a regular slip knot. You're gonna take your 6mm hook. You're gonna go into this very first one and you're going to do 4 single crochets. So for single crochet, you just go through, bring the yarn over, pull through 2, go through, pull the loop, yarn over, go through 2. And you're gonna do 4. And then in these next ones, you're just gonna put 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, next 1 single, 2 single, next 1, 2, next 1, 2, next 1, go to the next one, 1, go through, pull it through, yarn over, go through both loops. And at this point, you see where these are connected right here. So you're gonna do 1 single crochet. I like to take this off because it just gets in the way. You're gonna do 2, and you'll kind of see where they line up. And you just want to single crochet both sides together, so you can see that kind of goes together. You're gonna just do that all the way down. You kind of want to just guess like where it matches up. It's not gonna be perfect, but as long as you get like both sides together, it really doesn't matter. Just line it up, and what I like to do is come on this side, make sure that it's even, kind of hold my hand here, line it up, go through both sides. You want to make sure you're grabbing the other side of the panel as well. Let's go through. So now that we're here, you see it lines up again. I like to keep my thumb in here, so that way I can make sure I'm crocheting it evenly. You want to kind of just go through both sides. I go through these little, you see that little gap right there? It's this little gap. You want to make sure, you see how you can kind of see through it a little bit? Well, you can see where the one I just did, you can see through that. It's basically the same thing all the way down. You're just going to put your hook in, and you know, you see how it goes through both sides.
you're just going to single crochet. I do it all the way down. I have a durag troubleshoot video where I go more into detail on how to put it together. It's basically the same thing I'm doing right here. So if you would like to look at that video, I have it linked down below. That one I go in like real detailed, but it's essentially the same as the durag. I know a lot of y'all are gonna watch this and be like, wow, it's just the durag. Yeah, it's literally just the durag, just a short version. It's a durag without the flap, basically. And this is what it'll look like. This is the turban. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to weave in the loose ends. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our fur. So I'm gonna show y'all how to make it where it's a thicker gauge or gauge, or however you say it. I think it's gauge. How to make it thicker, basically. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take your end piece over here. You're going to put it over this way, like that. So you have 1, 2, and then you're going to take your yarn again, and you're going to put it like that. So it's 1, 2, 3. So can y'all see? So remember, you're gonna put it over here. You're gonna take it, put it over here. You're gonna take this in, put it down there. So you have 1, 2, 3. And what you're gonna do is take this end. You're gonna take the end with the loose end. And this is going to be the start of your yarn. So the one with the loose end, that's gonna be the start of your yarn right here. And it's gonna go down here. And you're probably thinking, well, what is that gonna do? Because you have this down here. What you're gonna do is you're going to take this loop down here. So this is your working yarn. So this is the yarn. This side is the yarn that's connected to the ball. You're gonna take this loop down here where the working yarn is, right here. You're gonna put your fingers through like this. I take my 2 fingers and put them through like that. And I grab this yarn, the working yarn, and you're just gonna pull it through just like that. So you're just gonna pull it through, and you're gonna keep pulling it. And boom. So now it's even. So remember, you have your end piece right here. You have this loop, and then you made it go down this way. And I'll show it again once we get to the end of this, because the loop only goes to here. And you're basically going to keep pulling the working through yarn. But I'll show y'all when we get there, because I don't want to make it too confusing. So you're going to take your turban, and what you're going to do is leave it inside out. You're going to leave it inside out. I always start at the bottom of the turban. So remember, this is the top with the curve. You're going to turn it around. This is the bottom. And I like to start like on the right side of the seam. So you're going to take your yarn. Remember, you have your end piece here. That's how you know it's the right side. You're going to do a slip knot. So I'm just going to do a slip knot. I like to do a bit of a longer slip knot. Not too long though. Oh, get off my fingers. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do it longer than that though. Is that not the same size? Anyways. You're going to take your 8mm hook. Remember, this is the bottom of the yarn. I mean, the turban. And I do single crochets all the way around. So what you're gonna do is go in, single crochet. You're gonna go in, single crochet. It's kind of hard. You'll just have to like know how to crochet with fur yarn because it's kind of hard to explain. You'll know like if it goes through both, but I like to single crochet. Just gonna, and you want to make sure you're grabbing all 3 of the yarns, because remember there's 3. So when you're yarning over and you're pulling through, you want to make sure you grab all 3 of those, which is why we use like a bigger hook. You're gonna yarn over, go through 2, go through, pull it up, yarn over, go through 2. And you're basically gonna do this all around the turban. And you see where this is the bottom of the loop, so you see the working yarn here is just 1. What you're gonna do, same thing, you put your fingers through the little loop, and what you're gonna do is grab the working yarn and you're just going to pull it through, and that's gonna give you your 3 strands that you need. And you can do that method with any yarn. So you can do it with like regular yarn. You can use it on the fur yarn. You can use it with literally any type of yarn. You're just gonna keep going. So again, we're at the end of the 3 loops. So you're gonna just take that, pull it through, just like that. And you're gonna keep doing that throughout the thing. And what you'll notice as you're doing the strap, it'll start to curl. It'll give you like this spiral curl. But it's normal. It's only doing that because, at least for mine, I don't crochet like tight, but for some reason when I do fur, it's a little tighter. So just keep that in mind. So if it starts like to spiral, kind of like how it's doing here, that's perfectly fine. It's normal. Also, I forgot to mention, the reason you want to crochet from the inside out is because most of the fur, when you do it this way, will be on the outside. So your single crochets tend to lean towards the front. So if you do it this way, this is how it'll look, but it's not as furry as if you do it this way. See how much fur that is, and then see how little. So that's why you want to crochet inside out. So there is a reason. And this is the spiral that I was talking about. See how it kind of just spirals. So when I get to this last one, what I like to do is go back through on the very first one we did, and I do a single crochet. And then I try to find, with my hand, there's a little knot in here. I go through and I slip stitch. And when you do a slip stitch, you want to make sure you pull the part with the loop. You want to make sure you pull the loop all the way through. So, and you don't want to cut the loop part. You don't cut this. You can cut it like to separate them like that. So you can do it like that. But for this, you want to cut the working yarn here, and then you're going to just take this and pull it back through. And boom, you have your turban. And what I like to do, so I'm gonna cut the loop on this side as well. Oh, these trash scissors. I just tie it like that. And then, you know, just weave it in, stuff like that. But this is the finished product. Oh, so cute. I actually really like this color combination with the black and white. But see how these curl like that? They look like curly fries. That is normal. So I'm just gonna weave these in.
But yeah, that is pretty much it. So it'll look like this when it's all finished. So see how there's more fur on that side than it is on this side? That's why you want to do the fur from the inside out, so that most of the fur shows on the outside of the turban and not on the inside. But that's what it looks like. You have the two little straps. And yeah. So in this portion of the video, I'm going to show you all the different ways that you can tie the crochet turban. This is what it looks like. This is the one that I made in the video. So this is what the turban will look like when you like tie it and stuff like that. I'm just going to untie it. Woo. And I know a lot of people always ask about crochet, like, oh, what if I don't want it touching my head, or you know, it has holes, how's it gonna keep my head warm? I just have on a beanie underneath, like literally it's just a beanie. So here are the different ways you can tie it. So one, you can wear it like this. You can wear it just like this, You can do it like this, kind of looks like a scarf. You can do the other one. When I wear it like this, I like to tie it in the back. That way it's kind of like a scarf. Looks like that, and it'll keep your neck warm. I mean, if I didn't have on a turtleneck, but you can do it like that. You can also wear it like this, and it looks like a hoodie. So you can do it like that. And this is how you tie it in the turban. So what you're gonna do is you're going to line it up straight, and you don't have to wear anything underneath, but you can if you want to. So I know a lot of people tend to go this way, but that's actually not the right way. You want to go back, and you want to fold it over. So you see how I'm kind of like bending it. You fold it over, and you go like that, and you bring it back around. And what I like to do is kind of just adjust it so it can look the way I want it to look, and just tie it. This one I tuck, and this one usually for some reason is like short. I don't know if it's the way I do it, but I kind of just tuck it back in like that. And then you fix the back. And boom, you have it back like a turban. Kind of fix this little area. You want to just kind of play around with it. I like it to have like mostly fur showing. So I'll kind of like tuck it in, move it around, stuff like that. This is my first time wearing it with a beanie actually. And I actually quite like it. Like, it's keeping my head warm. Technically, it's like hot outside today. It was freezing cold yesterday, but it's hot today. Texas weather. But that's what it looks like. So it looks like in the back. Obviously, if you don't want the beanie showing, you just tuck it in. But yeah. So that is the tutorial. I hope that it was very easy to follow. If you have a little bit of trouble with the put together process, or maybe I explained some things a little weird, I kind of briefly said at the beginning, it's basically a variation of my crochet durag. So if you want to check out those tutorials, you can. It's basically the same thing, it just doesn't have the tail in the back. Also, if you need help putting the actual turban together, check out my durag troubleshoot video. In that video, I go into very detailed of how to put the durag together, and it's the same way to put the turban together. So definitely check out that video if you need a little bit more help. Like I said, make sure to check the description. A lot of the questions y'all have, I answer in the description below. And be sure, if you have any other questions, to leave a comment and let me know. I try to get back to everybody, but I do get a lot of notifications, but I do try to respond to everyone that I see. who has a comment. But yeah, I hope that y'all like this tutorial. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. This is the one that was being made in the video. So this is how it turned out. This is how it looks on. I hope that y'all like this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all share the video and tag me in y'all's recreations. I would love to see them. I love seeing all the different color combinations that y'all come up with. I mean, that's probably my favorite part about doing tutorials, is seeing that y'all can like do it and seeing how they look. So yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.